Hello there, I am Pete, also known as Risk for Rewards on YouTube and on Twitter. Fresh back from Cheltenham, we had the boom. Great day there, good to see loads of people. I had random people coming up to me saying, "Oh, you're Pete." So good to see you all, good to see so many people. And I'm glad a few people are making some money along the way. So hopefully catch up with a load more people this week. As I'm back there tomorrow and Thursday, but we're on the booze tomorrow and Thursday. Today was just a little warming upper. So straight into the racing, because I know everyone's had a long day. Right, Supreme. Dysart Dynamo, no idea, obviously, of what he could have achieved, what he would have achieved. He went off quite gassy. It was very novice-y. He really could do with growing up and learning a lot. Wouldn't surprise me if he gets sent over a fence, because it might be the making of him and he could be a monster in the Arkle. Hard to know what he was going to find, or if he was tiring and that's why he fell, because it was so far out. John Bond could be a bit of a second best horse now when you're talking about Constitution Hill, because that was an absolute demolition job. I mean, they're comparing it to the Champion Hurdle, but you've got to remember, putting it into context, they went off like an absolute scolded cats in the Supreme. They would have been almost half a hurdle ahead, because of how quick John Bon and Dysart Dynamo went. Whereas in the Champion Hurdle, they're all professionals. They would have laid out. So I wouldn't take too much into the times. I'm not saying Constitution Hill beats Honeysuckle or vice versa, but there's a lot of love going towards Constitution Hill, and he looks a great horse. And yeah, he probably is the number one contender for next year, but he's priced accordingly right now. So yeah, that's a quick summary. Arkle, Edwardstone, it just seemed and it felt like the whole Appreciate It situation last year. So many people wanted to take him on when he had the best form, he was the best hurdler and all of those things. And it was a real pace burn up, and it just suited him down to the ground. I can't see him laying a glove on something like a Shishkin, or maybe even not as high as like a Chakan Baswar or whatever, but obviously he's there to be shot at. He did look good today, and he bolted up in that field, very average field, but he can only compete against what's put in front of him, so up the level he goes. On to the Ultima, so close yet so far. Second, third and fourth all mentioned in the blog. I didn't tip out Oscar Elite because I thought he was just becoming dogged, and he nearly came back to sting me. We obviously had Jericho Rocket at 16 to 1, and I thought he was going to find there, and he did find there. He got the better of Oscar Elite, but then Korak Rambler just came from the clouds and just beat them both. And that's annoying because I backed that horse for the National Hunt Chase, which obviously would have stayed. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But it just shows again, forget the Irish, and that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's not me even going down to see how far before you get one. Obviously, they're handicappers, so no need to really go forward with them. Onto the Golden Girl, Honeysuckle. It was the golden gift. Everyone told you, everyone saw it, obviously there were certain pundits who were saying things about her which no one else understood, but she was the gift. The hardest thing was trying to find something to take her on with, and that's shown with the 16 to 1 second and 28 to 1 third. If you took Honeysuckle out, you've got Epitance just bolted up in a Champion Hurdle again 2 years after, and like that makes no sense to me. So she's done exactly what she's expected to achieve. She did it. She's 15 for 15. She's a superstar of the mare. And it was good to see a lot of the people that were coming up to me and having chats and stuff. They were absolutely smashed. And it was because they'd been doing, for the last 12 months, they've been doing roll-up bets of their own versions, backing horses to win, rolling it onto Honeysuckle, and then bang, big payday. You're not going there lumping hundreds on it. You're just collecting what you've put on for the last 12 months. So up the Golden Girl. And then from here, this is where the tears come out. That mare's hurdle, Tell Me Something Girl, absolutely hat cantering on that. She let the rest of them have a burn up. It was like a replica of last year's Novice. She was just staying out the back. She even took the same route she did on Honeysuckle, 5 wide, keeping it clear, and it's just completely bad luck. She just, the faller, obviously at the third last, and just took her down with her. And then obviously the backup, Queensbrook, backed at 7 to 1. I thought, well, at least we're going to get the consolation. And then she's just outstayed by a horse who hadn't been in the pace in Marie's Rock. I mean, I'm not a fan of Marie's Rock whatsoever, so that form would be nothing for me. It's just gutting that obviously a year-long laid-out plan, and you just don't get to see how it finished. On to the Boodles, the talking horse, Gaelic Warrior. People were complaining about the price, 5 to 1, 3 to 1, blah, blah, blah. But, well, someone wasn't complaining about the price. So I bet plenty of people who were complaining at 3 to 1 then start diving in after a few beers at 7 to 4. Honestly, did everything I expected it to and hoped it would, but get the victory. I mean, my only criticism would be when he was jumping right, when he was still cantering and the others were getting pushed along, maybe take that rail on the far side, let him drift all the way across, because he's bringing him back in to gain like obviously Brazil, and to fight against Brazil and to keep him. But I think he just got done for inexperience. And yeah, obviously he did save all that weight by not having to go in and carry the extra because he didn't show his hand. But I mean, he probably would have been better off carrying an extra £7, but of having a run out to flatten out that jumping in, to have a little bit of a battle, and to have a bit of experience. So it is what it is. It's one of those. Then on to the last 16-1 Run Wild Fred, 3-1 Run Wild Fred. Doesn't matter what price you backed at when they don't win. So he did everything right. I think it was a tough race because of the fact that you look at these races normally, they're like a mini national full of amateurs, loads of clueless horses, and they're all over the shop. But this was run like a Navan maiden. I mean, there were 7 horses in the race, and they plodded round, and within the like 2 circuits, you've got 2 horses left. So Statler, fair play, looked absolutely brilliant. Looked a bit like a national horse for the future. And he looked like the up-and-comer, beating the old hardy Run Wild Fred. I mean, you take Statler out and Run Wild Fred wins by a long distance. So I just think the race kind of fell to pieces due to the declarations. There wasn't a lot declared to go up against him. So on the whole, you can look at today. Like, for me, I was pretty happy because it's obviously hard with anti-post. Like, Constitution Hill went in, Edwinstone went in, and Honeysuckle, which was good enough to make it a nice, profitable day. But then obviously we had plenty of seconds in the faller, like Queensbrook, Gaelic Warrior, Run Wild Fred, and on another day they will go in. So if you're looking there and you're thinking, oh, I've lost a few quid today or whatever, it is a marathon, not a sprint. There is 28 races. So there's no point trying to think, oh no, that's it, I'm rubbish at this, or oh, I'm not going to get another winner. Like, there's always tomorrow, especially this week. We've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So yeah, we've got a few seconds today, but it is what it is. Good racing, and it's going to be even better tomorrow.